She asked it in the forums or whatever. She wants to know open guard versus closed guard. What is higher up the ladder? Because it doesn't go into great detail on the ladder.
Ladder's with a D, not a T, first of all. Get your shit straight. Because ladder sounds incorrect. Because that sounds like you're saying former ladder, you know? Not ladder.
I know.
Yeah. Don't fuck up your
Okay.
your
analogs. If I don't show up on the podcast next week, is this going to be the topic?
Yes. So anywho, they're equal entirely. They're equal entirely. You know what I mean? The difference is, like, what is your goal? You know what I mean? Too safe place in a fight, too far, too close. Close guard, not helping you get too far. You know what I mean? Open guard, not helping you get too close. So if your goal in your mind is to get too far, open guard is a much better strategy than close guard. If your goal is to hold them so close that they cannot do damage, then obviously close guard is a better strategy than open guard. But if you look at the idea of the way that we evaluate positions is the parameters of control, right? Because too many people have these ideas that they judge positions based on what they like a lot, or the amount of attacks they have from each position or whatever. But the reason that points are scored in jiu-jitsu the way they are, like the mount is more valuable than knee to stomach, and then the back gives you more points when you go to the back from the mount. You don't lose points, it's not neutral. They gain points by going, because the idea is that you establish more and more control. But then people don't understand why the positions are evaluated like they are, right? So if you boil down all the positions, it comes down to 5 parameters of control. So there's gravity, right? So if I am underneath you, that is less favorable than if I am on top of you. The guard and the mount are the exact same position. It's just if you have gravity on your side, it's called the guard. If I have gravity on my side, it's called the mount. Everything else about the position is exactly the same. My legs are around your waist, you know what I mean? So the idea is gravity is one parameter of control, or a parameter of advantage. Torso control is another one. If I have your waist, your torso control, that's why standing wrestling, double underhooks is a more dominant position generally than double overhooks, right? A bear hug over the arms is not as dangerous by consideration as a body lock, which is under the arms, right? The only difference between a bear hug and a body lock is torso control. One more directly controls the torso than the other one does, you know what I mean? So torso control is another parameter of control. Back exposure is another one. Back exposure, pretty obvious. If you have, my legs are sitting over your chest and you turn over, the only parameter of control that changed, I still have gravity, I still have torso control. It's the idea of back exposure. Makes it where you can't see what I'm doing, and it exposes a lot of vital targets. Now, in modern MMA, the back is not as dangerous as it once was, because we've outlawed striking to the back of the head. We've outlawed 12 to 6 elbows. You can't strike directly to the spine. So when somebody turns over, like if they're mounted face up, I can throw punches, and even if I'm not landing strikes on their face, if I punch them in the arms quite a bit, a ref might stop the fight because I am not intelligently defending myself. So the person who is mounted and is face up, a referee might go, activity, let me see as you work, or I'm going to stop the fight, and they'll turn the fuck over, because now the ref's going to have a harder time stopping the fight, because the guy can't hit him in the back of the head and can't drop elbows like that, right? So truth, and it's harder to choke with the gloves on. So the truth is, nowadays people in MMA are apt to turn over because the back exposure is not as risky, but it's because the rules minimize the damage from back exposure, right? So again, parameter of control is back exposure. So far we've talked about torso control, we've talked about gravity, we've talked about back exposure. Another one is freedom of your arms, right? freedom of your arms. So like, for example, side control. I've got torso control because I'm controlling you with my body and my arms. I have gravity on my side. You know what I mean? I don't have back exposure either way, mount or side control. I don't have back exposure either way. So why is the mount more dangerous than side control? Well, because if I just sit up and let go entirely with my upper body, you can run away because I'm using my upper body to hold you down. So I don't have freedom of my arms while I'm controlling you. In the mount, I can hold you down with my legs, sit up entirely, my arms and my upper body are completely fucking free, so I can just drop bombs and do damage. So the difference between side control and the mount, if you look at the parameters of control, the difference between side control and the mount is literally just freedom of arms. You know what I mean? So like, if you can establish a control position, I'm not going through every single element of this, just throwing it at you, but if you can go through, look at the website, functionalbjj.com, the website that we have it on, it's in the theories section. There's either a video that talks about it or there's a downloadable PDF that talks about the parameters of control, or there should be, there will be soon, because Haskell's going to get on me about it. But we have a list of the parameters of control. We go into detail about what they are and why they are, and then you can look at every position and evaluate those positions based on the advantage they give you, not just because somebody on fucking YouTube said this is a wicked good position compared to another one. And it's not based on personal bias, it's based on what potential the position offers you for attack, right? But anyway, open guard, closed guard have the same parameters of control. Closed guard, open guard, I am still underneath this person's gravity, both equal. I have torso control in one, I'm holding it into me, and in the other I'm pushing it away from me, but they both have control of the torso, how they make themselves safe, either too far or too close. It's both done through torso control. Freedom of arms doesn't really matter in either one of them because I'm using my arms to either get up, I'm not using my arms to hold on. Anyway, you can look at the parameters of control and see that both offer the same parameters of control. So in my mind, they are equal as far as their value when you're evaluating what options they give you or the nature of the danger that you are in or you can put the other person in. So for the parameters of control, they're all the same. The difference is realistically going to be what are you trying to have happen. Like if you're trying to stay too close or sweep or submit, you're going to want to go to closed guard. If you're going to try to get the fuck up, to get back up to standing, to push them away, to kick them off you so you can pop back up, then you're going to want open guard. So realistically, they have the same exact value mathematically on the ladder if you look at parameters of control, but you select them based on strategy at the moment. You know what I mean? There you go. Is that the answer? Or do you want something else? Huh? Eat your Brussels sprouts. Fucking right. Roll your soft tissue out. Your fucking foam roller.
Very important.